Ever notice how we're always so focused on what's happening, like, outside? But what about that incredible world inside us?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Today we're taking a deep dive into inner body awareness meditation.
Okay.
Using the ancient wisdom of the Vigyan Bhairava Tantra as our guide.
The Vigyan Bhairava Tantra is a fascinating text. It's this treasure chest of meditation techniques.
Yeah.
And what's amazing is how relevant they still are today. We're talking about practices that have been passed down for centuries, offering insights into the nature of reality and our place in it.
And this particular technique, inner body awareness, really jumped out at me.
Okay.
You know, like taking the time to really tune in to those subtle sensations within, it just feels so grounding, so insightful.
Absolutely. It's all about shifting your attention from the constant chatter of the external world to the quiet whispers of your inner landscape.
Okay.
Instead of getting swept away by thoughts and distractions,
Right.
you're learning to observe the subtlest sensations, your heartbeat, the rhythm of your breath, even the energy that flows through you.
So how do we actually begin to tap into this inner world? I mean, it sounds a bit abstract at first. Like, how do you even, like, find those subtle sensations?
It's simpler than you might think.
Okay.
Start by finding a comfortable position, close your eyes, and just bring your attention to the feeling of your heartbeat.
Okay.
You don't have to do anything, just notice the sensation, the gentle pulsing in your chest.
Okay, that makes sense. But I imagine it's harder than it sounds, right?
It is. Our minds are like curious puppies,
Yeah.
always wandering off to sniff something new. I bet it takes some serious focus to stay with those subtle sensations.
You're absolutely right. It does take practice.
Right.
Think of it like training a muscle.
Okay.
The more you engage in this practice, the more attuned you become to those subtle vibrations within.
Yeah.
It's like turning up the volume on your internal awareness.
Right.
So those subtle sensations become clearer and clearer over time.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
It's like we're refining our senses, but instead of focusing outward, we're turning that focus inward.
Exactly.
Speaking of deep inner experiences, one thing that really struck me in the source material
was this idea that this practice can actually help dissolve the attachment we have to our physical selves.
Right.
Can you unpack that a bit?
That's where things get really interesting.
Yeah.
See, most of us identify so strongly with our physical bodies and our thoughts.
Right.
We think, I am this body, I am these thoughts. But this practice helps us step back and realize that there's so much more to us than that.
Okay, I'm hooked. So how does focusing on our heartbeat or breath do that?
Right.
It seems like such a simple act.
Yeah.
But you're saying it can lead to this profound shift in how we see ourselves.
It's about observation without judgment.
Okay.
Instead of getting caught up in the stories our minds create, my heart is beating fast, I must be anxious.
Right.
We learn to simply observe the sensation itself.
Okay.
Just the rise and fall of the chest.
It's the gentle thump in your chest.
Wow, that's really resonating with me.
Yeah.
I can see how over time that shift in perspective could be incredibly powerful. It's like we're stepping outside the whirlwind of our thoughts and emotions and finding a place of stillness within.
Exactly. And as you practice, you start to notice the space between your thoughts, the space between the sensations, and that space, that awareness is what you truly are.
Wow.
Not the thoughts, not the sensations, but the silent observer of it all.
Okay, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
It reminds me of something else I read in the source material about how this practice can really root us in the present moment.
Right.
You know, we're always either dwelling on the past or worrying about the future.
But this feels like a way to actually be here now.
Yeah.
How does that work?
It's incredibly simple yet so profound.
Okay.
When you bring your attention to your inner body sensations, you're anchoring yourself to this present moment.
Okay.
Your breath, your heartbeat, these are happening right now.
Right.
You can't breathe yesterday's breath.
Right.
Or feel tomorrow's heartbeat.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's like a built-in reality check. Instead of getting lost in these swirling thoughts about what might have been or what could go wrong,
right,
we have this anchor, this reminder that this moment right here is all that truly exists.
And think about it, when you're fully present with your inner experience, anxieties about the past or future just melt away.
Right.
They can't survive in the face of this present moment awareness. That's such a valuable insight.
Yeah.
Especially in our fast-paced world. I mean,
cool.
We're bombarded with information and stimulation constantly. It's no wonder we feel so scattered and stressed.
Yeah.
This practice feels like a lifeline, a way to create a sense of inner peace amidst the chaos.
Precisely.
Right?
It's like finding an oasis of calm in the middle of a bustling city.
Yeah.
And the beauty of it is, this oasis is always available to you.
Wow.
No matter where you are or what you're doing.
Right.
You can always turn your attention inward and reconnect with that sense of peace.
That's incredibly empowering.
It is.
We're not reliant on external circumstances to find peace. It's something we can cultivate from within.
Exactly. And as you become more familiar with your own inner landscape.
Right. You start to notice the interconnectedness of everything. The way your thoughts influence your physical sensations and vice versa. For example, have you ever noticed how your heart races when you're anxious?
Totally. Or how about that sinking feeling in your stomach when you're stressed?
Right.
Like, it's like our bodies are these incredible barometers of our inner state.
Exactly.
Right.
And often we're so caught up in our heads that we don't even realize the impact our thoughts are having on our physical well-being.
Right.
But with inner body awareness, we start to tune into those signals, those whispers from our bodies. And that's where the real magic happens.
It's like we're finally learning to listen to our own inner wisdom. Instead of trying to think our way out of every situation, we can tap into the wisdom of our bodies.
Yeah.
Which is often much more intuitive and grounded.
Precisely. And the more we practice this, the more we realize that peace and stillness aren't things we have to chase after.
Right.
They're already here within us, always available if we know how to access them.
That's such a beautiful reminder.
Yeah.
It's like we're carrying around this inner sanctuary wherever we go.
Exactly.
And to think, all it takes to access it is a few moments of turning our attention inward.
That's the beauty of it.
Right.
And as you continue exploring this practice, see if you notice how those subtle sensations might shift throughout the day.
Okay.
Notice the subtle nuances of your inner experience during moments of stress, moments of joy, moments of deep focus.
That's such an intriguing thought to leave us with. It's like we've opened this whole new door of perception, and who knows what other insights we might find when we turn our attention inward. Right.
Indeed. And that's the beauty of the deep dive, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's always more to discover, always more to learn about ourselves and the nature of reality.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for taking us on this incredible journey today. It's been truly eye-opening.
My pleasure. Until next time.